Anyway.
Anyway is the best way to start a podcast.
So, anyway, you're listening to ARGO, The Wiz.
Thank you. You know what? Wiz. Yeah, we're going forward with it. So thank you for coming to podcast number 6. I think it's number 6. We just talked about that.
We just talked about it.
Yeah,
so now it's 6.
We can count.
I can't. No, we can't. No. Like we learned that like two streams ago. Oh my God.
There were like
two podcasts
ago. Negative. Like there was like a -2 and then a -1 podcast.
There was a -1, then a 0, and then we continue the normal number.
0 is not a number.
Math would disagree.
Actually, no, he's kind of right. 0 is not a number.
0
is the
means
absence.
Nothing. Yeah, it's the absence of a number. Yeah. It's still a number.
A number.
A number.
So anyway, whatever. Anyways, welcome to the SQSA pod, the podcast that we do, where we answer some stupid questions. I guess we are going to be doing some trivia again in the middle, as we kind of did like 2 ago, I think. And then we have some other audience questions. John brought some nice rum that we have with some ginger beer. It's actually pretty good.
Really good.
But we are multiple drinks in, so this will be very interesting. And hope you guys stick around for us. So
I'm John.
Oh yeah,
John and Kyle
and Andrew.
My name's Jim.
No,
I kind of like that more.
Jim the Baker.
I like Jim the Baker. What are you baking?
I kind of like that name more for him.
Bake things.
What?
He definitely looks like a Bob or a Jim, though.
It's
true.
Baked goods.
Baked beans.
Yes.
Boston
baked beans.
I'm a baker. Oh, you must do lots of breads or pastry. No, beans.
The baker of beans.
What was that one company that?
Bushes.
Beans.
Bushes.
Bushes baked beans. The dog.
The dog. I was going to see the dog. You just knew where
I know exactly where we're headed because that's exactly what I would have thought too. Bushes baked beans.
See, now I'm just depressed that my mother didn't name me Jim.
I think
it's because she loved you too much.
Well, Jim is a nickname. What was the main names for
James.
Jim? James, but I think it's more than that.
Jimmy?
Jimmy. But I thought there was one like Jerry. I think you can do a Jim. Because you don't do Jer.
Jimbo.
Jim Bob Giroux.
Jimbo? Who goes by Jimbo? I can understand that as one of those like, hey, go Jimbo. Like a cool name. But
I feel like that's a movieism.
Yeah, maybe. I never known a person named Jimbo. I do want to call one of the ladies at work a J-Dog because I think it's stupid and funny.
It's stupid.
It's definitely stupid.
Yep. And that's what I like to go with. So nonetheless, John, what was your question for today?
So I know Kyle has seen Altered Carbon, but have either of you seen it?
I have not. It's been kind of like lower on my list.
Well, the premise of the series is that every human has a computer in their body that acts as kind of a backup for their brain. So if they die, you just put the stack in a new sleeve and you're alive in a new body. So if you, for 1 week, your brain was put in a different body and you knew at the end of this week they're going to get rid of the body anyway. First, what would you do with that week? And second, if you know they're going to destroy the body anyway, would you kill yourself at the end of that week? Knowing that it's going to be fine.
Is there financial repercussions for this?
No, it's a free vacation. Here's a free body for a week. Vacation.
Okay. That makes
I die with that free body after a week?
No, you get put back after however long it is, you get put back in your normal body.
That I'm entering is
in your normal body or your original body?
Original body.
Okay, that's the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Here's the issue I have with like the very premise. I feel like the second your everything that is you is transferred into a new like brain or memory cartridge or whatever you call it, it's not you anymore. It's just a copy of you.
It depends on how they go about it. So if I see it as where you go into a coma and your consciousness takes over at a new point and then upon completion is moved back to your original body, well, you have memories of something else, but it is still kind of the same stream.
Well, in the premise of the show, everyone when they're born has this put into them. So it's not like you're installing it. This is what your brain is. It's just movable.
It would have like an entirely different definition of
your brain is turned from your neurological gray matter into the chip. Yeah. Because when you take out the chip, you don't have a secondary personality in that original body. That first body just literally slumps over. That's it.
Yeah. They have rich people who just live for thousands of years because they just clone every couple of decades.
Well, first, Is it a recommended show? Because I'm kind of curious on that one. Is it good?
It's very good. Yeah.
The first season is amazing. The second season is also really good. And there's an animated like side story thing.
Okay. So I
wasn't a fan of the second one, but it was, they tried to do like a noir thing for the first season and they didn't take it all the way they should have. It was really, really solid, but they didn't go all the way noir.
I'll put it on my list for stuff. No, if I had to say like somebody to pick, I would not pick, like you could pick somebody super muscular or whatever, but I feel like actually I would probably want somebody that was probably like significantly overweight and so that I could go on an eating binge just so that I would get to a point of hating everything about it to enough to make me change my own life.
So you want Paul Blart Mall Cop?
He was larger, but I wouldn't say he was excessive.
So pre-stretched stomach, getting up makes you start wheezing.
As long as I can get to like the Taco Bell and order more than I'm supposed to.
You'd have a scooter.
Do I have an oxygen tank?
Yes.
And an oxygen, a hooked-in oxygen tank. This is the future, after all.
I'm getting a Diet Coke with that.
Yeah. And when you go to McDonald's and they don't have chicken nuggets, that's the worst day of your life, and you will make a scene.
No, that's when you kill yourself.
How often do they ever? They're never out of chicken nuggets.
They're
out of ice cream.
Yeah.
But I've been to the back room of McDonald's. If they are out of chicken nuggets, they are lying. Because that means that you do not order food there. If they are incompetent enough to prepare for the amount of frozen food needed to run a McDonald's, they cannot run a fryer.
Hey man, it's all up to management to order that crap.
I know.
I just work there.
Anyways, Kyle, what is your thought?
I mean, mine would probably be the Daredevil athletic, where like you just take that body to the absolute limit. Like you're gonna go do a quadruple backflip off a mountain on a snowboard. And if you get crunched up a little bit, they can still pull that chip right out and put you back in. Just go for broke. Why not?
So he did add the bit on there about like whether or not you would kill yourself.
Would I kill myself in my original body or the old
body?
No,
in the one you had for free.
Yeah, like last day, this body isn't going to be used again. And maybe get into a knife fight in the streets. To see how it is.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, take it to the absolute limit.
Or they say we shouldn't mix these drugs, but
yeah, why the heck not?
Yeah, so to me, a knife fight is different. A knife fight means that I have to get into violence with somebody, which means I could potentially hurt somebody in a way that I shouldn't.
Well, that's how you should win the knife fight. So yes.
Well, no, but if you win it, then there's a problem because I'm pretty sure they can track that back.
Then you find the next knife fight.
Well, how many knife fights are there in a night?
It's the future. There's a ton of them.
No, so my goal, because I didn't cover that part, my goal would be to see if I could have a heart attack
from eating food
by the end of it.
Make sure it's not choking. You want to go full heart attack.
I'm going for that last piece of ham.
You're like, I couldn't possibly.
He's away from
he's going away for thin ham.
Monty Python reference there. What, Michael? What would you do?
I just can't stop thinking about how much money I could potentially make by just like letting somebody else just destroy me.
Like, what way?
Well, like a pit
and
fight.
any way they choose, depending on how much money they're willing to spend.
So I'm getting a really strong prostitution vibe because essentially you're saying, give me money and you can do anything to my body that you want.
I mean,
I love that concept of a prostitution vibe.
Yeah.
What is what he just said, though.
There's going to be somebody with some crazy freaking fetishes out there who is into some really destructive stuff. And I can make a lot of money in a very short time with the temporary body.
So you're thinking, on my vacation, it's going to be a working vacation. I'm going to find a guy who wants to carve his name into my skin and then start eating me piece by piece.
If the money's right.
I love when you get something for free and your first thought is making money off of it.
In the most self-deprecating and painful way possible.
Horrific, sadistic way.
I think that
he's like this at all.
I'm thinking using money as a coverage for a fetish.
Yeah.
It's like when he watches Saw, he's like,
No.
Yeah, and his mind wasn't even, I don't need these kidneys. I'll just sell all the organs the last day. It's, no, I'm going to get tortured. Because I can get some money out of that.
We can do both. Yeah. I'm up for it.
This is the future. Organs are nothing. This isn't Repo Man.
Yeah.
Organs are pieces of
It's
paper.
garbage.
I just need to
baby.
find somebody who's willing to spend like $5 million to chop my hands off and be into it.
You just need a sugar daddy.
Well,
That's all you want.
In a world like that, I'm thinking that there's probably, it's not about you finding somebody. It probably already exists in such large margins of people just cutting people up like that, that there's probably people that are like prostitutes that are just for the purpose of
It's
self-application.
a lot better with that.
Oh yeah, if you have like unlimited bodies to just like hand out.
It would be a whole different universe for such. You wouldn't be the only one. You would be like,
One of millions.
I hope to be the first because that person's going to make a ton of money.
Oh, this is saying if you have enough money to
Except for-
replant the chip, though.
it depends on
people.
if you feel
Not a
everything
lot of
just
people.
the same. There's probably going to be some like PTSD to deal with, but you're like, but I'm rich, so who
Yeah,
cares?
who cares? Like I got 50 million in the bank.
And every day I wake up screaming. But
I do that already. It's
Too bad
fine.
inflation's brought the price of a loaf of bread up to $1 million a piece.
That better be some damn good bread. It'd be like a
Better.
multigrain or something.
No, it's just inflation. Inflation doesn't make things taste better.
What is inflation bread?
it's
Inflation
future.
bread means it's
Sourdough.
just
It's the bread of the
fluff.
future.
it's technically mostly wood pulp, but you don't know that.
And helium.
And helium.
Delicious heat.
Okay. Anyways, Kyle,
I already did. Oh no. Okay.
what is your question?
So my question actually was, so you remember the old MacGyver, like the old MacGyver?
Okay, what is new MacGyver?
Yeah, what's
MacGruber. MacGruber.
Did they remake it?
No, they did.
They take it.
Okay.
They
They did.
make it into a movie. Yeah.
With
Okay.
a stupid non-mustachioed main
Mustachio.
character.
That's mustachio.
Yeah, like this is the
John-
mustache.
yeah.
This is the
MacGyver
mustache.
didn't have a mustache. He had a mullet.
That's like a back mustache.
No, he had a mustache. MacGyver had a mustache, didn't he?
What? He's like, you think I have a mullet on my face?
Oh no,
like he
I'm
got
thinking of
slapped.
Magnum. I'm thinking of Magnum PI,
Yes, you
who
are.
had the best mustache in the world.
Yeah.
That
MacGyver
is-
did have a mullet. Okay, I'm mixing up my 80s, 90s protagonist. Nonetheless,
Stargate.
if you were to take your MacGyver skills and make anything in the world, like you just toss things into a bin and you just make something, what would you make with your MacGyver skills?
Are we saying that you have access to anything?
Yes, like you have MacGyver skills. Like
But-
you can go into a hardware store and make anything.
But if you had access to anything,
you can
could
make
make
physics disappear with your
so
MacGyver skills.
you can do magic. This isn't.
This is MacGyver magic. Straight up MacGyver magic.
I'm gonna
He
make.
made a plane out of balsa wood and a toothpick or something.
I'm gonna make a portal.
Make a portal.
Yeah.
To where?
Montana.
That's a dangerous question.
it's an important part of it.
I would say Montana because my parents.
You could have gone to Horseland,
Out
but you
of
chose Montana.
Every place in the known universe, Montana sounds pretty good.
Did you see the signs?
It's pretty good.
I don't want
They
to
have
live there,
advertisements.
but if I can just walk to Montana, just be in the mountain air with the
I mean,
mountains,
I
and
guess.
go fly fishing whenever I want and skiing, and not have to live there.
I find it disturbing that you had to think about where the portal would go for a second. Like you're just like, I'm gonna make a portal. It's like, oh, to where? Oh, I haven't thought that far. I guess I'm just gonna walk through a portal. This is deep space somewhere between
Yeah, but
the Milky Way and someplace
you make
else.
a portal to deep space, and then you just get sucked in and you die.
Well, like
Death is depressing.
that's a whole separate question about if I had a portal somewhere where to go. I think if that was the question, John would not have entered Montana. But
I would have thought more.
Yeah, maybe a little
Better
bit.
than Montana.
because if like I had a portal somewhere, I'd want a bar.
Well, it's like,
Like no need for a driver. It'd be nice. But if I had to build anything, it would 100% be some kind of spaceship that has the ability to de and reorbit.
Just out of hardware. You could make it out of a hardware store.
You said I have
stuff.
access to
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I have super exotic materials
Yeah.
that are unknown to man.
Like you're just
You're not even talking
in
MacGyver now. You're just talking like superpowers.
yeah, but like
Yes.
inside like a garage, like you're just making a spaceship. Like it's true.
yeah. So if I had that, because like travel, well, for one, if you want to talk about profiting, traveling through space, like go to an asteroid and be like, hey, I'm gonna grab some like
Lithium.
I'm gonna grab some diamond that's over here.
No, I think the question is morphed to, if you were Rick from Rick and Morty, what would you build? And I have the portal gun, and Argo has the spaceship
I love our like
made out of junk.
Kyle has a question. We're like, yeah, Kyle, your question sucks. Let's change.
Let's change it from the 80s to Rick and Morty.
There was two,
Yeah.
there was two. It was too open ended, I think. But What are you going to build?
Because of that question, I'm going to build a chip that I can transfer into a second body so I can sell that body for money.
Wait, Michael, is that second body going to be a pickle?
It very well could be, depending on what the buyer wants.
A high-tech pickle.
Whatever the buyer wants, the buyer.
If he wants to turn me into a pickle and then do weird crap, that is up to him.
Oh, God.
It's all about pricing.
Your question is dead.
I know, like it went in an interesting direction, and then Michael got a hold of it.
I'm a pickle now.
You know what? Sure, you can be whatever you want to be.
Thanks.
We'll douse you in vinegar.
But it's like my high school counselor. It's like, you can be whatever you want to be. I want to be a cucumber. And it's like, well, you're a special child.
Anyways, so my question was, so we've been playing some Dead by Daylight on stream, and that got me thinking. When you see a lot of these guys, that they all have these, like, they have an axe and a knife, and it's always these like sharp bladed weapons that you have, like, see people killing each other with. And my thought is, if there were to be a horror movie that popped up, like a super popular one, what weapon that is outside of the norm would you want them to have?
I know.
So, okay, you're talking a lot. So what do you got, Kyle?
I got a like one of those old, like, child's bicycles, but with the training wheels on the back. You just take that sucker and
beating people with a bicycle
just to death. It's an embarrassing way to die.
With a little, every time you hit him with a bell,
it's
rings.
a little bell ring. you're hiding. Imagine the fear that you would feel knowing that somebody else is being beat to death with a tiny tricycle or like a small kid's bike. And you're hearing ring, 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 and you're hiding in the closet and you're hearing it through the wall.
That could be a premise of the movie, because normally, like, if people are being stabbed, all you get is a scream.
Yeah.
But if, like, you can hear no scream and all you hear is ding, ding.
Wait, don't you do that in the Yakuza series? You just pick up a bicycle and beat gangsters?
No, that's a bicycle, but there's a motorcycle you can do in that one too. I'm talking like a bicycle, like a child's bicycle, a wieldable weapon.
I can see a video game doing it, but what I'm talking about is like when you have that horror movie, that traditional weapon, like Freddy Krueger has his claws and like, or a giant knife. So I'm talking like, what would be that weapon?
A speculum.
Speculum?
Ooh, no.
You stab it in, and then you press the button, and it spreads.
That's a perfect weapon. It has to be pointed though on one end. It can't be. Oh, that's good actually. I like that a lot.
Another perfect weapon.
Oh God.
If I was having a Freddy or a Jason chasing somebody, but they were like super deadly, it would just be like a dude wearing moon shoes and carrying a stack of lawn darts. And he would just bounce. He would just bounce on the moon shoes and just like throw lawn darts in the air, and they would just drop randomly on people.
Wait, would there be like calliope music, like carousel music in the background? Just. It
would just be the theme song to Sock 'em Boppers.
So that was going to be my weapon.
No.
My weapon was going to be Sock 'em Boppers. But I do want to go back to lawn darts. Who here has owned lawn darts?
No.
I have.
So I did, and that was one of the weapons that we handed out. Weapons. I'm even calling them weapons.
It is a weapon.
It has killed.
So they were we had them, and it was basically one of those things of like, are we going to use this? Sure. Is there anybody within a mile? Maybe. And I don't know what the hell you use those things for, but they were. You throw it up, and then you basically just ran around and hope you didn't get hit.
That was they actually had that on Venture Brothers, where they went to a mysterious island, and then we're going to play the most dangerous game. On darts.
It is.
It's super dangerous.
Like if somebody came at you with a knife, it's one thing, but if somebody has a lawn dart, you're not going to think anything weird of it.
The 1950s, yeah, exactly. But like the 1950s came up with the most lethal weapons known to man.
The 50s, they had those things in the 90s.
But they were like conceived in the 50s, weren't they?
They persisted.
They did.
But yeah, so my weapon was sock and bobbers, because like it's one thing of like you're like but then you're like dead in like 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. But sock and boppers, you're at that for like 4 hours.
How do you hold someone down for 4 hours?
With the sock and boppers, every time they try to get up, back down to the ground.
You can't hold them down though.
That's why you got the moon shoes.
There's no grip.
They're standing on the slip and slide. They can't escape.
You keep punching them back up and they come right back down again.
They're just like the whole movie is just the one murder.
The whole movie is just like deadly, crazy 90s toys being used as lethal weapons.
Why is no one helping me? He's been at it for 4 hours.
It's a completely dark kitchen. Like the linoleum floor is just shining along here. You see an overly large Beyblade come out of the darkness.
And I'm just imagining just a phantom hovering over his shoulder talking to him, and it's a bop it.
Yeah, no, that was just
Whispering into his ear.
I've been wanting to make a horror type video for a while, and one of the videos I wanted to make was Bop It. Because we had a joke we made a while ago where it was like somebody standing in the middle of a dark forest, like eerie music playing, and then you just hear in the echoing distance, Bop It. And they like turn around like and twist like, it. You keep turning around because that is really creepy. And you hear like Bop It. And it would be hilarious. So to me, like retarded. The sock and boppers with the Bop It music playing, like it would be like Bop It, like Twist It. Ah! Like,
and horror sounds, yeah.
It would be pretty. It'd be like.
Yeah, that is horror sounds.
So yeah, like that would be pretty great. So
I'm imagining a skip it with razor blades. It's like keep counting.
This sounds like we're going Squid Games now.
Yes.
Anyways, so Michael, what is your?
Well, I was thinking about this yesterday during our playthrough of what was it, Back for Blood. Yeah,
it was a fantastic game.
It was a fantastic game, and I was thinking, Waldo. From Where's Waldo?
How did that come from Back for Blood?
I'll explain that later.
It's a process, Argo.
Waldo from where he's hiding, right?
Yes.
He's in his books. What is he hiding from and who is he hiding from? He's clearly throwing himself. Like if you do different versions of Where's Waldo, he is called Wally in the UK. He is called Walter in like Germany or France. He's called something else in every country. So he has aliases. What is Waldo hiding from?
He's hiding from Oddlaw.
See, no.
That's
I had always, and as a child, this was legitimate. I always assumed he was hiding from Carmen Sandiego.
I could kind of see that was the time frame.
Yeah, both in the same time frame. Or Johnny Quest, that little rat bastard.
So I'm trying to think of the information that's there because every time he's hiding, he is staring at you. He is always wearing the same outfit, so he's not actually trying to hide. So
and he's smiling.
Yeah, so I'm thinking the NSA. Because he knows they're watching, and he's like, haha, fuckers, try to find me now. And they're going through all the CCTV, just being, where is that goddamn? It's like, there he is, but that was 3 hours ago. He's gone. And I think
he's definitely killed.
Is that what every stripe is from murder?
It's a prison outfit that he's just like some weird foreign prison outfit.
It needs something. To add something to it.
No, the reason I thought of that yesterday was we were like talking about Bigfoot in the woods, and I'm like, who else hides like Bigfoot? Like Waldo. Waldo and Bigfoot share a thing in common where they hide out in the wilderness or in
and they don't
maybe they're the same thing.
Is Bigfoot a furry?
Bigfoot's definitely a furry.
Oh yeah, definitely a furry.
He's an animal.
No,
he's a dog, a furry.
Definitely a furry.
Okay, okay. You know what? I'm going to stop that right now because I know where we're going with that, and that is a deep hole.
It's super serial.
Yeah, that is
Bigfoot. Do we throw him also into the wood fire?
That was a whole different discussion. So, okay. Well, I think we answered yours on that. So for the next section, though, we're going to do some more trivia, and. Yes, Kyle's pointing at things. That's interesting. So for trivia here, I'm going to do like we did last time, except that not last time. I guess it was a couple times ago. But we're going to be doing some trivia, but there's not going to be difficulties. This is going to be all the same difficulty. But I have this broken up into 3 questions, 3 sets of 3 for everybody, and we'll see what points are. So the point of this is 2-second trivia. So this is where you have 2 seconds to answer the question. If you know the answer, great. You get 2 points. If you do not know the answer, you say anything, you get 8 points. If you do not answer at all, you get 0 points. There is going to be a little ding that's going to be identified here. And when that pops in, that means that 2 seconds have passed.
We kill the loser because Squid Games.
No, we can't
No, you
No
don't.
killing and no eating.
No.
Games.
Well, you've only watched like one episode.
Two.
He's already in it.
Have you watched it yet, Kyle?
No.
It's so good.
I'm
Me and John
going
have watched
to.
it. It's so good. Adam just finished it too. So anyways, so that's what we're going to start here. And so I'm going to basically, at the end of me asking the question, I'm going to try to ask it slowly so that you have a lot of time to process. And then I'll hit the button at the end of the question. You have 2 seconds. So when the ding happens, the ding happens. So John is to start here. And I have everybody split by person. So Michael can't cheat.
Stop with your rumors.
This is
You'll
pretty
do it,
good.
dude.
This is pretty good wine.
It's a little thick.
I have the lime in there. So that's
Not
helps.
necessarily a bad thing.
Anyways, so John, your first question. I'm going to get ready here. What TV series showed the first interracial kiss on American network television?
Happy Days.
Oh, Star Trek.
Ah.
But Happy Days, was it like Fonzie? He's like, hey, and he kissed the mirror.
How is that interracial?
I read that question wrong.
Is the Fonz
It's a white
Italian?
man. Yes.
He plays an Italian, but the actor is Jewish.
I was about to say, he is definitely not Italian in real
So-
life.
Is it an interracial like relationship, an Italian kissing a Jewish man?
Yes. Henry Winkler kissed Arthur Fonzie.
we can't answer those sorts of questions here, Michael. Those aren't real. Those don't exist.
All right. So question number 2, John. What is a group of ravens known as?
Murder.
Murder?
Yeah, isn't that right?
Right. That's
You
correct.
know, I won't say that's wrong.
Crows.
I won't say that's wrong, but it's called an unkindness.
Yep.
But that
is
is
unkind.
for
I thought
every
it was a murder.
every video
No,
game
it's
I've
gross.
ever played definitely means there's some murder coming.
Yep.
Like with Back for Bloodhead Ravens, and like I'm in the table. Back for Bloodhead, like Dead by Daylight. We actually made a whole comment about like games doing something by something lately.
Yes.
So
I heard Edgar Allan Poe did something with ravens, but never know.
Oh, just the one.
He died.
I'm the one doing the trivia
Yeah.
here. Okay, John. So your third question: what is the most consumed manufactured drink in the world?
Bottled water.
No, I
Yes.
wouldn't consider that. Well, I mean, maybe manufactured, but it's tea.
But you make that on site.
Well, I mean, I guess it has water
Oh, you
in
can
it.
bottle it.
I'm going to trust the
green
random.
tea.
Bottled tea?
Yeah,
Yeah, bottled green tea.
maybe not
Big
in
thing.
America, but it's just the world.
Yeah. But
You
the
drink a lot
world,
of
you're
tea.
making your tea yourself.
No, well, you could, but in
Japan has a lot of bottled tea.
They've got canned coffee too. That doesn't mean it's popular everywhere.
no, it according to the random source that I did not verify, it is tea.
Oh, perfect.
We're going to have to trust them because we can't verify.
Yeah, I have drank
All right, well-
a lot of bottled tea, so
So John has 3 points. I'm going to forget that by the end. But Kyle,
Okay.
we're going to go with you now. So Kyle, your first question. You ready?
Mhm.
Okay. What was the first toy to be advertised on television?
Woody the Cowboy.
Woody the Cowboy?
from Toy Story.
That's from a movie.
Was it?
But-
He's old from the 50s.
But you were close. It was something that was shown in that show.
Would it have been?
Mr. Potato Head,
well,
probably.
It is Mr.
yep.
Potato Head.
I was going to say something about like John Wayne, but yes.
John Wayne. He's a person.
But like there was toys.
Did they like capture his essence?
There had to have been toys from John Wayne.
He is a toy now.
Okay, so yes, it is Mr. Potato Head. So a point to Michael.
I don't get.
What?
No, you don't get any points.
I get no points.
You get a negative point. So Kyle gets a point though. So Kyle, your question number 2. In 2004, I just want to give a dramatic pause
after
there.
that.
In 2004, what was discovered on the island of Flores in Indonesia?
A parrot.
A parrot?
A type of parrot.
A type of parrot. What kind of
Probably green.
green?
There are a lot of green
Wait,
parrots.
is
I don't know.
green a type?
Maybe
species is
no.
green.
I'll take it back. Maybe a meerkat. A new type of meerkat.
You can't take it back. You're locked into parrot.
No. I think we've passed 2 seconds.
Yeah. No, it is the remains of a hobbit-sized human.
Yep.
Close. I mean, a human and a parrot.
Close.
Yes, he was the.
Midget
He was,
pirates
they
were a
found
thing.
Bilbo.
Midget birds.
Midget pirates.
Yeah, they were a thing.
What?
They were equal opportunity peoples.
Equal opportunity parrots.
Stone
Okay.
Age pygmy pirates.
Stone Age baby pirate.
All right. So your third question here. Bush Cassidy was famous for doing what?
Shooting things.
Probably, but he was most famous for stealing.
And not shooting people.
Yeah, I think he didn't actually shoot anybody.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the wrong person then. I don't
Well,
remember
then
Bush Cassidy
You're
is.
thinking of the Sundance Kid.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yes.
How dare you get
Sure.
wrong the information I don't know about?
You're thinking of Robert Redford, not Paul Newman.
So these questions are meant to be
Okay.
Paul Newman.
Right,
Now I'm
Paul
thinking of like,
Newman.
Butch
We
Cassidy
got
and the
a
Sundance
friend.
Kid.
Yeah, Bush Cassidy and Sundance Kids. I know that.
I'm thinking of
but,
Randy Newman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who did-
Falling on my head.
who's did the song from Toy Story?
Randy Newman.
Yeah, that's what I was
Randy
thinking
Newman.
first because I already had Toy Story in my mind, and now
Yep.
I'm just thinking of him like singing songs under a tree while shooting a
Can't
pistol.
you ask questions about
Do I
Randy
get a
Newman?
reference for Toy Story in question one then? I get an extra point? Half point?
No, you get no extra points because you're Kyle.
Damn it.
And wrong.
I'll eat some
And
caramel,
wrong,
it's fine.
wrong is probably number one on that. So, Michael, your first question here. On the farm, what is a kid?
Goat. Child.
So
A goat child.
technically,
Not a baby goat. A goat child.
no,
Goat child.
sounds like a sacrifice. So, in essence, though, actually, he is right. It is a
Yep.
goat.
Yes.
It is a baby goat.
Yep.
I thought I would give that to Michael because I thought he would not know enough about that. But
Wow.
he gave
You get all
extra.
the things about farm animals. Where do you think I'm from?
I like that he had to add the extra context afterwards. A goat, child goat. What is a
Baby
child goat?
A smaller goat.
It's a kid.
Yeah.
All right. So question number 2. Oh, I gotta get my button ready. Cynophobia is the fear of what?
Signs?
I mean,
No,
words.
it's a
It's not
fear.
even pronounced sign.
It's a fear of dogs.
I thought it was xenophobia.
It's
Well.
xenophobia, but it's from what I was. I
He
double checked
pronounced it
the
wrong, so you
I-
get -1
No,
point.
I looked up stuff and I wrote it the way it sounded
You you asked a question that doesn't exist.
because I know you guys are butts
No, the xenophobia. So it's pronounced
But-
xenophobia.
Well,
I thought
that's-
it was xenophobia.
in Australia because that's the video I referenced.
Xenophobe.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're taking questions from Australia?
I didn't-
They're crazy down there. You can't trust the people
I didn't
in
put
Australia.
deep time into this.
Wait, are you taking the Australian pronunciation?
It's English.
We can't even say
No,
most
it's
of the...
not. It's
No.
Australian.
It's close enough. He wasn't going to get it right nonetheless.
They're all prisoners.
Sure.
It doesn't
If I
matter.
said xenophobia, would you have got it right?
Maybe.
No,
No.
that means no. Okay, so question number 3, you asshole. Okay, so which U.S. president is honored in the Wrestling Hall of Fame?
It's not Trump, is it?
I like how
Teddy
you-
Roosevelt.
No,
He's close, though.
it's Abraham Lincoln.
Oh.
It is Abraham
I
Lincoln.
have no idea why, and again, this is an unverified source that I'm going with, but I don't care if it's right.
right.
I
Teddy
know,
was-
I know
But I know it's
why.
not Donald Trump.
You
was
said
in
what
the
you did. He was in
WWE.
Yeah.
for multiple episodes.
Teddy Roosevelt
that
was
would
judo.
Good
upset
stuff.
me, though.
Empty.
President Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Give him
One
one.
day.
Okay, no, that I actually unsure of as to why he is, but at the same time, I knew you would say Donald Trump, so that's why I gave it to you.
Because I know he was like
but-
in the WWE for like
He
an
was,
episode.
yeah, for a couple episodes.
Yeah, but he's not in the.
He was also in
Hall of
Home Alone
Fame
2.
for it.
He was also in Home
I
Alone
don't
2.
know what gets you into the WWE Hall of Fame
I don't
other
know.
than like
He
celebrity.
was also on The Apprentice.
All right, so we're gonna. So that means that as of right now, I think Michael's in the lead by 1 point. He actually got a question right. John, we're coming back around to you. So question number 1: what is measured in Mickey's?
Mice.
Oh, God.
It's loud.
That was
I hit the
loud.
wrong button there. Well,
the right
what did
button
you
now.
say?
I said mice.
Ow.
I'm going to actually take that as whatever the hell we just heard. So, anyways, it is not mice. It is, I thought you were going to actually say like Steamboat Willie. So,
Well.
it is the speed of a computer mouse.
Wait,
So
say-
mice.
A Mickey is a the DPI of a mouse?
Mickey's is the speed of a computer mouse.
I said
DPI
mice.
or the rate?
It's the speed of mice. It's
No,
how
you
fast
didn't
mice go.
You didn't say a speed. You just said
I
mice.
don't know about that.
You can't add context after the fact.
He's
You got
close enough, though.
2 seconds.
Judges.
Second question here. Before it was called a mouse, what animal was that computer accessory named after?
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog? No, it's a turtle.
A turtle? I would have said a quill.
Quill?
Yeah.
Is that an animal?
No. Part of an animal.
It says what
It is
animal?
part of an animal.
It says what animal, not what part of an animal. Okay, you can
This is why Kyle didn't get that question.
I was trying to think of an animal that always had a dirty ball. Because those early mouses.
Those are
hedgehogs.
Hedgehogs.
Yeah.
Hedgehogs are
Hedgehogs.
filthy.
They are.
Yes.
Filthy little hedgehogs.
You roll in the balls.
All right, John, question number 3. In the movie The Golden Child, what does the child animate to amuse his captor?
A kite.
Oh. So that's actually would be close. It's a Coke can.
How's that close?
A Coke can?
How was a kite and a Coke can?
I'm trying to make him
close?
feel better.
Was the child as poor as Michael growing up for using a Coke can as a toy?
I did build a huge monument out of empty like Mountain Dew cans and super glue. It got raided by ants and I had to throw it out because
I'm so glad. I'm so glad because like I almost had like the deep pitted feeling you're gonna say beer cans from my dad when you said it would build a castle out of beer cans.
There's so many ants.
Every story from Michael seems like it's more and more Kentucky than the
I
previous.
had to throw it out. There were so many ants.
They were living in a
All right. So
were.
as of right now, Michael. Well, so I won't say anything because Michael's still in the lead by 1, at least for considering 1 point per.
What? I've got 6 points. He has 4.
Well, because he hasn't had his turn yet.
Yeah, and if he never gets his turn, I'll win.
If I kill him, then I win.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
All right, Kyle, your turn. So, what's the medical term for bad breath?
Halitosis.
Yes.
You did get that right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I knew it.
I was thinking I was trying to pick ones that were
That was a tough one. Actually,
you would maybe get wrong. So
That's almost hard to say in 2 seconds flat, anyways.
that's the point because I was thinking you would have said like stupidity or something. So, all right. Well, Kyle gets a +1 on that one. So
Who's talking?
question number 2. What? Oh God, somebody just messaged me. No, shut up. Okay. What food aided in the production of bombs in World War II?
Pound cake.
Pound cake?
Yeah, yellow cake.
You're right.
It's a food. Like, it's super heavy. Just drop it.
It was slightly radioactive, but they still
We
ate
threw
it.
fruitcakes at them and killed them all.
No,
What kind of food? I assume a flour. I don't know.
bacon.
Bacon?
There was apparently a thing where they were trying to collect bacon grease because it could be used for the development of bombs.
Is a flamm?
I need more context than that.
That's all I got. So
I'd
that's
like
all
a
you're gonna
napalm.
get.
All right. That's
This,
fair.
these are Australian questions.
These are Australians.
No, that one was. No, the question wasn't Australia.
I'm just imagining bombs directly out of Alabama, just bacon grease.
No, the
Oh my God.
No,
There's some jokes I can make that I can't
the
say.
idea that the government is like make bacon. It sounds actually delicious to me. Continuing on that kind of premise, Kyle, which is the only edible food that never goes bad?
Fruitcake.
Fruit.
I don't know. And most edible
Look,
foods
I'm
can't go bad.
not cheating,
Honey,
but it is
yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
So I didn't give that to Michael because that seems like something he would know
Yeah.
of like
It's-
what
it's-
food can
it
I
is
get
honey.
the
It is
most
honey.
money out of?
Yep.
It is not fruitcake.
It is honey.
Is there honey?
He's saying honey after John.
I'm saying honey because he is correct. You can't actually have honey spoil.
But you got it wrong, Kyle.
No, I know I did.
You definitely said
I know I
fruitcake.
did. Is it honey?
It is honey.
Okay.
So now you're tied with Michael.
You are tied with Michael.
I'm sad.
You're tied with Michael with 3 points more than Michael.
Well, it
I'm more
depends.
sad.
It depends because it depends on how Michael does on his questions. So, Michael,
Boy.
We can tie.
name the world's biggest island.
Japan?
Neil.
Oh,
That wasn't even remotely
Japan
close.
is like small. Greenland. It's not a continent.
It isn't.
It's a country.
Yeah, I love how you rolled your eyes at me like I hurt you.
I feel like at a certain size,
You
it stops
made
being
this
an
question.
island.
What does
to
it start
hurt
being?
me, says
I
Michael.
don't know.
It starts
What-
being a country.
Yeah.
But a country is not. A country is a different from
Like,
an island.
technically, Australia isn't its own continent.
It is a country and an island and a continent.
Well, New Zealand's part of that continent. That's a different country.
Greenland, I think, might be bigger. I can't remember.
Than Australia?
I don't know
I
because
feel like your question is rigged against
unless
me.
it's not considered an island.
Huh?
Don't at me.
I'm gonna,
My random
be
source
sexy.
gives me this information.
His
And you didn't
Australian
say
source.
Australia anyway, so shut up.
well, Australia
You
wouldn't
said-
count.
Japan is wrong anyway, so you're wrong. You got 1 point. Shut up. All right. All right. Question number 2, Michael. Who invented the word vomit?
A sad person on a bad day.
Well, only a sad person. We're not counting the bad day part. No, it is William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You knew that one?
He invented most words.
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda.
You
How
invented
did,
quite
what
a
was the
few
con-
words.
Been a lot of words.
context for inventing a vomit? Like we're like, I need to create a word for the projection of things from one's mouth.
I assume it was actually to like in the forceful projection of words. He probably used it in that sort of a context.
Did Shakespeare speak English?
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Well, probably not current
It
English.
was like
but-
he invented English.
Yeah, he literally invented a lot of English.
like 600 words.
He invented English because he just wait. That just means to me he was
He
making.
was
He's
Italian.
making crap up. No, he wasn't.
No.
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 What was his
No.
base language? Was it
English. He was
was
born
British.
on Stratford-on-Avon in London.
Yeah,
See,
the
this
Globe
is-
Theater in England is like his theater.
I thought his parents immigrated though.
No,
I'm thinking of somebody completely wrong.
You're thinking of Columbus.
Okay. No, I'm not.
Columbus was Italian, Kyle.
anyway.
It's the alcohol talking.
Anyways, so question number 3, Michael. In public places in the state of Florida, what's illegal to do while wearing a swimsuit?
Swimming with alligators?
Well, I don't know if that's illegal, but I would probably recommend against it.
Mhm.
It is to sing
Oh, well,
because probably anybody wearing a swimsuit has a bad karaoke voice.
Yeah.
very possible.
In Florida,
All the
definitely.
good singers do it in the nude.
There's a lot of old people down in Florida. They can't sing. Michael, you know this,
Yeah, you should know this.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of old people in Florida, and none
Right.
of them were singing.
right?
All right, John. So as of right now, I think Kyle, yeah, you are losing by 1. Kyle and Michael, I had to think of his name, are tied. So John, your first question. What were the earliest forms of female contraceptives made of?
Plastic.
The-
No, it's sheep bladder.
It's intestine or bladders.
I'm thinking of like some old like barbarians just like ooh, plastic. Ooh,
Yeah.
oh,
Dinosaur
must melt down oil.
Use Legos
Legos.
Legos.
because they're bad to step on. But if you like use one as a contraceptive, that's kind of it's like, oh no.
so much worse.
Suppository. Okay. No, it's crocodile dung.
Okay.
That was my answer too.
Yeah, that's
all right.
I said these questions
How old were those people?
it does not give me that, and I really don't want to know that.
Apparently, it kills sperm.
Yeah, it probably doesn't.
Well,
But
it
you
probably-
know what?
It probably kills the mood too.
That's why it works.
Definitely killed the mood. Definitely gave a yeast infection.
Hey, that's why the average lifespan is like probably like
So
25.
So then the answer is actually yeast.
Oh.
Oh, no, we're talking about something else now. Go to the next
Hey,
question.
let's go to the next question. So, question number 2, John. What are the folds of skin on a cat's ears called?
Ears.
There we go. It's part of the ear.
Right.
He's right.
You could have said a gargoyle. You've been closer.
Give him a point. He's right.
They are ears.
What is the fibrous object upon one's head called? A head?
Hair.
No,
It's hair.
no. This one is called. There's two different names. It is Henry's pockets. I have no idea who Henry is, but he apparently
He's a
really
cat.
likes cat.
Apparently.
Or cutaneous marginal pouches. Again, random sources.
Cutaneous
Good luck.
marginal pouches. You know what? That sounds scientific enough. I'll take it.
I'm glad you didn't know that answer, John, because if you knew that, I would think less of you.
I'm not really a cat person. So
What does that even
yeah.
mean? It means if you spend all of your time figuring out the names of the folds in cats' ears, I'm
that's
sorry.
why I
we can't
tried-
be friends no more.
I went through these questions and I determined who would be the least likely to know this, and I gave it to them.
That's why.
That's why, like, I almost gave the question of what color is the sky to Michael. But
Purple.
It changes.
It does.
I mean, if you're colorblind,
You are
actually,
blind,
that could
so
be
I would
one.
take that.
Anyways, so question number 3, John. Anatidaphobia is the fear of what?
People named Anna.
That sounds right.
I think
Anatidaphobia. And so I wrote this way it sounded, anatidaphobia. And I'm going to guess that. This was not an Australian reference on this one.
It's the fear of Australian insects crawling
No.
into your bed at night.
No, so this one,
is upsetting.
this one is the fear that a duck is watching you.
It's
I
just
feel like I should have known
wait,
that
wait.
one.
Okay.
I've heard of it before.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
I
fact
have
that
too.
the fact
That's
that I
not a fact that's on the tip of my tongue.
the fact that I
No.
bring up a fear of
It's
a
a
duck
meme.
watching you, and John's like, yes, that one.
It's such a memeable reference,
Bullshit.
though.
Well, there's
no,
no,
it's true. It's
no,
a
there's
meme.
no fear about a clown watching you. It's just a
No.
fear of clowns. You're not afraid of the duck. You're just afraid that
What
the
is clown phobia?
calorophobia.
to be fair.
How do you know this shit?
That one actually is a probably more popular thing
Yeah.
than it should
Also,
be.
that one's an achievement in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
That
Which
makes
character?
sense.
To be fair,
Because
the
it's a clown.
clown.
I don't know. Do
We
we
haven't
have a clown?
we haven't done the clown yet.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
but-
is it a DLC?
But to be fair,
Oh.
I have been attacked by a duck in my sleep. So I've told you
But
all
are
that
they
story.
watching? That's
No,
different.
they came into the tent in the
Exactly.
night.
Did they
You're
nip
not
at you? What? They don't have teeth. They just have bills.
No, but they freak out when
they have-
4 people in a tent wake up and they're inside the tent.
Yeah, you're not afraid of the duck. You're afraid that it's just waiting for its moment.
Yeah.
If you give it a moment, it will attack
No,
you.
I will say, if I were to wake up in the middle of the night and there was just a duck sitting in my tent,
Two ducks.
I would probably have a phobia. Because I would be questioning, like, I zipped up that freaking tent. How'd they get in here?
I
No,
would
the
fear.
tent was unzipped.
I would
That's how they
fear a
got
red
in.
squirrel. A red squirrel inside the tent while you're sleeping is a no.
Well, if you fall asleep and were able to fully fall asleep and then wake up and then they were there, yeah, there's probably some issues. Anyways, Kyle, your turn.
Okay.
So, your question: Iceland diverted roads.
Iceland diverted roads.
Jesus, what is going on over there?
I'm trying to place my hand in a position to be useful, and apparently that involves other buttons.
Can I get another refresh, please? What was that?
Okay, I'm gonna say. God damn it! You're
Had too much
cheating.
time.
That's what
He's
this
cheating.
is. You hit my. Anyways, Iceland diverted roads to avoid disturbing communities of what?
Deer, elk.
Oh, invisible elves.
Visible elk. It's Iceland. It's green.
Actually, John got it right.
Yeah.
It's
What?
Yes.
Yeah, they live in the hill.
Iceland's
So you
pretty
can't,
big. around.
you can't disturb the invisible elves?
I love that you just talk shit to John for getting it wrong.
He was right. You get
That's why I didn't
lose.
No, that's not
good
real.
taster.
Wait, let me see the answer. It's elves. It's elves.
Yes.
What? How
Iceland's big about their elves, man.
are they unhealthy?
No, they're
What's
like
going-
3 inches tall and invisible.
So they're fairies.
No, they're elves.
They're Keebler elves.
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh, dude, we get
Little
cookies.
rat bastards.
Yeah.
They making cookies?
They make their cereal really expensive. Oh, those are the Kit Kat.
That's
Or the
why you,
Kit
can't-
Kat.
you don't want
No.
to disturb them or you don't even get cereal.
I'm going to say there's probably more information than just the word elves, but I don't want any more information. John already gave more context that made it make sense, and I kind of like the fact that it didn't, because it made your anger satisfying.
Righteous.
All right. So question number 2 for you. Right. Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic?
Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, that is Amelia Earhart.
She didn't make it.
No, she didn't make it around the world. She did make it across the Atlantic.
Across the Atlantic.
That was. I was thinking it was. So I was reading a lot of trivia. It was 1932, I believe.
I don't remember who tried to attempt the world trip, but they died somewhere over the Pacific.
That was Amelia Earhart.
That was.
Did Amelia Earhart die over the Pacific?
No, she didn't die.
Bermuda.
She disappeared.
Well, she's dead now, or she'd be like
disappear.
There were some pictures that supposedly popped up her being alive, but that's
so did Elvis. Elvis is still alive too.
Hey, there's elves in Iceland, so shut up.
Yes.
All right, Kyle. Question number 3. What was Beyonce's first solo album called?
Something's fuck. I have no fuck. Beyonce. I was thinking Britney Spears. I actually got nothing on that one.
So you got to the first letter and stopped. No, you said something.
I did. I said words.
Which no, I will give somebody the word like a filler once. If you say something on everything, fuck you. But
I was going to say going at it, but
no, you said something. So Beyonce's first solo album was not called something. It was called Dangerously in Love.
Oh.
You should know this now. This is
US. That's why I gave it to you.
Kyle, this is U.S. history. You should know these things.
Oh my god.
Okay, Michael.
Yeah.
I have definitely some questions that are built for you.
Wonderful.
So as of right now, I think we're basically still tying Kyle and Michael. So Michael, which animal can be seen on the Porsche logo?
Stallion.
It says horse.
You have to give
that
to
more
him.
than
It's
likely
right.
it's stallion.
It's a stallion.
I will give you that one. So as of right now, Michael basically takes the win on this. I can't believe I'm actually keeping track of the score. And I'm kind of sad about this. Can I undo this? I'm gonna edit all this out.
No. This doesn't exist anymore.
Just gotta press the button sooner.
Continuing on that trend, what name the name of which African animal means river horse?
Zebra.
Hippopotamus.
River horse?
Oh no, it would be antelope.
Wait, no, wait.
It's hippopotamus.
What is it? Is it hippo?
What is river?
River.
River
It's
horse
a hippo,
equals,
isn't it?
It's a hippo. But why? Okay, wait. Go back to your logic on this.
Drink from rivers?
Zebra horse made sense. Antelope, not so much.
I don't know. I'm just naming off animals in Africa at this point.
That's definitely a water deer.
How does zebra make sense?
You got lots of rivers running all over their backs.
They wait on their backs?
Yeah, they're striped like a river.
Oh,
Rivers are striped?
no, I could kind of
In Africa, they are.
I could maybe in some in the naming of species, I could see some indigenous the group had come up with the name for something, and that ended up being the popular name. So I could see.
I see where he's going with it.
I could see that. Yeah,
He's wrong though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're tying, bitch.
I can't worry about.
I like to think I'm
no,
right.
no.
then.
He's still in the lead.
No, we're tied.
No, because did you get any right? Oh no,
Yes.
you did get one right.
Yeah, so we're tied.
Got 2 right.
You are tied. So now
keeping
it
track of
comes
you.
down to the absolute last questions that you're not going to get right.
Okay.
You're not going to get that one right.
You can see it, right?
Yes.
All right, Michael. This is one of my proudest moments right now.
He's very happy with himself.
Because he's
he knows
smiling. I
I'm
know he's going to
right.
get it wrong. So what is someone who shoes horses called?
Blacksmith.
What?
Well,
Like
a
horseshoes?
farrier is
Yeah.
a type of blacksmith.
Actually, okay.
Yeah.
So you actually got it right, but after the timer.
No, but a blacksmith is a farrier is a type of blacksmith.
But you didn't say farrier.
It's the same thing.
Well, that's like saying
We used to call
who-
farriers out all the time.
If you-
I raised horses.
If you were to say who bakes bread and you said a cook, technically a baker is a type of cook.
Look, I'm giving myself a extra
I
half
would give it-
point.
I would
You
give
can
it
get a
to
half point, but he still wins.
No. Age before beauty. Come on.
No.
Give it to him.
We'll give him a half point. You still win.
Okay, that's fine by me.
Our original plan was to actually make all the questions for Kyle super easy because it'd be
The
funny.
chat will know.
No, it's fine. So,
Chad knows.
Give me Amelia Earhart for God's sakes.
well,
You did.
in that, I thought
Amelia Earhart was like the
I
easy
thought-
one.
You think I'm aeronautically illiterate?
Well,
you just hate women.
There's a reason he gave you what a crown's made of. Punch you to win, Kyle.
Didn't know Beyonce.
I did. Okay.
Yeah, how do you not know
Do I technically
Beyonce?
hate women if I don't know Beyonce? Is that like a sin? Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Anyway, so that's trivia done. So I think Kyle was the winner here. Wiener.
Sure.
Kyle actually takes the win on this one, which is not a surprise because I think he took the win before because he's a cheater.
Yeah.
I gave him all the answers beforehand.
Let's all believe that together.
I hope it.
He's sitting right next to the phone.
Nothing will be
If he
wrong.
knew all the answers beforehand, then he got way less right than he should have.
I got more questions right that were asked to other people.
Yes.
I think I got 4 questions
Yes,
right
you're
that were
correct.
asked to other people.
That's why you got the hard questions.
I purposely made sure that I didn't give you those questions because
Where are my Iceland questions? You're giving them all to Kyle.
Why do you know Iceland so well?
I'm
Are
not
you a
even-
spy?
I don't want to even know.
Are you an
Maybe.
Iceland
All right,
idiot?
so now we're going to get a section. So we have probably like 10 to 15 minutes I want to cover here. So I'm going to cover some supporter questions. So I have a Patreon and a Twitch for subs, and anybody that is a part of those that is on Discord has the ability to ask some questions. And so I did get some questions today. Some are continuations from last time. Actually, let me go back because I think I might have missed one of those because we did not cover all of those. Oh my God, there's pictures of Michael.
There's a lot of them in there.
He likes taking pictures.
Okay, there's the one. So Sir Edward had asked one for the previous podcast we didn't get to. What was your favorite class in high school? And what class is the one you return to in your nightmares? That is a hard one.
I think my favorite class would probably have to be wood shop. But the one that I return to in my nightmares would have to be the college level course, sociology course. That or chemistry. Chemistry was awful.
Yeah, I can see college level, not high school.
College
but
level chemistry was literally my bane.
Yeah. John, what do you got?
Favorite class, German. Took
Really?
it for
Sure.
4 years. Really liked the teacher, so knew him for 4 years.
Do you remember much German?
Yeah.
Wow, you're so fluent.
my Deutsch is
Yeah, so good. Yeah,
Sehr gut.
I will say my favorite class was P-Tech 1 because I pretty much just etched things into boards, played chess, and my teacher was on the second season of
What is P-Tech 1?
basically just teaching you how to like program things to work with machines.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That would make sense,
Sure.
yeah.
And then my teacher was in the second season of Survivor.
Oh.
Yeah, he actually
What?
my same
That's
season.
awesome.
Yeah, he was on the second season of Survivor. They called him Kentucky Joe or whatever.
That sounds like
It
a
was-
very
his
That
name-
sounds very Survivor.
His name was Roger Bingham, and he was my teacher.
What?
Nifty.
Wait, why was he called Kentucky Joe if his name was Roger?
I don't know.
It's reality
Because
television.
there's nothing in Kentucky, so anytime somebody comes out of there, they have to make mention of it.
Because
But why
like it's
Joe?
exceptional that somebody made it out of Kentucky, even for but a moment.
The colonel tried and he didn't succeed.
But he's not called Colonel Joe.
No, he's called.
And I would say the one class that's kind of my nightmare class is my science teacher, and I won't say his name because it's a nightmare class because he committed suicide. But that's
Oh,
sad.
that's a different kid. We should play the button. Where is that?
Yeah, it's the blue one.
There it is. This is the blue button.
I still think about that from time to time.
I bet you do.
Oh, wow, you must have been a horrible student that drove him to that. So,
Wow.
for mine, I can actually say the name because it's going to be the positive class. It was Mr. Kempe, which was a science teacher in high school. He was a teacher that definitely paid attention. It made science interesting. And so they had these like standardizations for a lot of stuff where it was saying like, I think 4 was the highest you could get. You could get a 5, but you had to like provide proof of it. And I had a team event that we had to do, and I ended up having to do it all myself. And I didn't say it. It was just, I ended up doing it all myself. I wrote it all up myself. And he actually kind of paid attention to that and saw that. And so he came to me afterward and says, "You did all this yourself, didn't you?" And I'm like, "Well, no, it was a team effort." He goes, "No, you did all this yourself." And I'm like, "Okay." And so he ended up giving me a 5 on this, which you had to provide like justification and all the other stuff. And he sat down because he noticed something. And he also then invited me to the Science Olympiad. I got to go like participate in all these extra events outside of school that were for science. I was actually brought in to do Excel for a lot of stuff, but that was like the mid-level event, and I had to pass the first ones. We didn't pass the first ones, but it was a fun experience to get to do. And I ended up running him in like Best Buy, like I think like 10 years later, and got to talk with me. I'm just like looking at movies. He's like, look what kind of people you run into in the movie stores, and look over. I'm like, holy crap. So he was probably the chillest teacher I've ever had. And he really gave kids to me an interest in science. Did he provide a lot of information on science? No, but he gave a motivation to kids, and that's what they need. In terms of worst teachers, my 5th grade English teacher, because she was like hell. Like all I remember is she had a term called "You're driving me batsy," and she would just say that and then like send you to the detention office. Oh my God, she was so bad. I don't remember much about her because I blanked it all out, but I at least remember the positive stuff.
Just reminded of my principal with the glass eye, because her brother took out her eye with a tree branch.
How do you
Fun
have
stuff?
That doesn't even sound real. How can you say these things out of your mouth and then expect people to believe?
Are you trying to write a movie?
Like her brother was like, they were going through the woods when she was younger, and he pulled back a tree branch and it whacked her in the face and took her eye out.
Okay, Michael, you realize that there are memoirs with less cool shit than in your stories.
Wait, that's cool shit.
That's metal shit. Like, that's crazy. Like, no, like, people don't have memoirs like, when I was a child, my teacher had a daughter or a sister who got her eye popped out by an ash tree somewhere down by the river.
There's a longer story that there's no time to tell regarding that principle, but
this is crazy.
All right. Next question. Null and void. So the last question was Sir Edward. If I didn't say that.
Thank you, Sir Edward.
Yeah, Nolan.
Thank you, Sir Edward. And he's always the first to pop up on stream. So thank you very much.
Yes.
So Null and Void asked a question. What is the weirdest late night snack you've made? So the kind of, I would say anything after dinner.
It was 3. It was a long time ago, but it might've been 2 a.m. and I had a half-eaten Taco Bell chalupa. Oh, it gets worse. And then, but this is, you have to understand that I was also drinking at the time, but I had the half-eaten chalupa, which I then took a hot dog and sauerkraut and pushed it inside the half-eaten chalupa, and then I ate that.
I don't know if I wasn't thinking what I would say, but I can't beat that.
Like that was my breaking moment as a human being, whether I could or could not survive.
That is both a mixture of weird and stereotypical.
Yes. Like, that was how it was.
I was drunk, so I made a cake.
Yes. What time of night cake?
I think it was 11:30 when I started.
Wait,
that's a pretty light cake.
Did you have a plan before that?
I want cake.
Immediately before it, I want cake. I'm going to make a cake.
I got flour, I got sugar, I got butter. I want cake.
Oh
I can make this happen.
So you didn't make a Betty Crocker cake. You
you made a cake. You straight up made a cake.
Yep.
You're mixing batter at 1 a.m.
So what was the quality of this cake?
Well, it was like the non-rising.
Sure. Yeah.
So it wasn't the best cake, but when you want a fucking cake, it doesn't matter at that point.
No.
I want
That's
cake.
hilarious.
Michael, what was yours?
It's similar to what John said, but sometimes in the middle of the night, if I had leftover mashed potatoes in the fridge, like I would just like pack them into like, I use my hands to just pack them into like a patty, and then I would just throw them on a skillet and make some like potato cakes for late in the night. That was like a good use of leftovers.
When it comes to leftovers,
I'm making cake from scratch. You're saying, well, I got mashed potatoes.
Leftover mashed potato
I'll fry
on a
'em.
griddle.
Yeah.
He calls them cake.
Yeah,
it's cake.
Okay. It's potato cake.
It's potato cake.
They don't rise either.
You're right.
So there's 2 things that I used to make. So when I was over at a friend's, we used to do a lot of things I won't talk about. And in doing so, we would make some really weird things. And the one thing that we always used to make was just a standard piece of raw bread. I'm saying raw as a non-toasted, like cheap bread, and we would throw a like maybe semi-cooked microwave hot dog in it with a Kraft cheese slice.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And along with tortilla or Tostitos chips.
That sounds a lot worse than what I had.
So no, I've gotten to, because of that, I love Tostitos chips without anything because of the saltiness. But those together actually were pretty good. And when I say pretty good, they probably weren't. But at that time, they tasted good.
American slice.
Otherwise, I used to also make with my when I was living with my parents. I would take like a piece of bread. They had a toaster oven, and I would take a slice of bread and I would put it in there with like just a slice.
Trying to be quiet.
Far away. So it would be a slice of bread toasted with a slice of Kraft cheese on top, and then I would just put a crapload of like garlic powder on it, and it was the cheapest possible garlic toast that you could possibly make.
I can literally taste that in my mouth right now.
I
It's
know,
awful.
I can too, and it is awful, but nostalgia tastes better than awful.
It does sound like
Drunk
something
tastes better than awful.
No, nostalgia.
Okay.
Because-
Most things taste better than awful.
No, because when you have a positive memory in your head, it destroys everything. And to me,
Not wrong.
I have a positive taste for that. It's not good,
Wrong.
but there's a positive memory attached to it. So my brain says eat more of it, and I have that. And taking just a giant pile of like yellow mustard mixed with salt and a load of pepper as much as possible to make it like hashed spicy. Like it's not spicy, but you put as much in there to make it spicy. That was a thing I used to do when I was younger because I didn't have spicy ketchup. My parents didn't like spice.
Yeah. Spicy ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah. I did it.
You said yellow mustard, not ketchup, though.
Yellow mustard.
No.
No, and I know I did that actually here recently
yellow mustard.
when we made like tater tots and carrot and carrots, not carrots, corn recently, because it is nostalgic to me. And that is, like I said, it's above the taste of good. Yeah, I know you can give me a look. That's fine. Shut up.
I'm looking
I
at the
like
table.
mustard.
We're just judging you.
Yeah, no, that's
I like
fine.
brown mustard.
If it's about good, then sure, but it's about nostalgia. So, Warhorse asked the question. Still going to say this one because that's a very Warhorse phrase.
Sure.
What's the tallest building you've ever been in? And I'm going to answer this one. I'm going to answer this question first because I like the context of the question. He doesn't ask what's the tallest building you've been to the top of.
Yes. Sears Tower.
So I have been in the IDS. I did not go to the top, but I have also been. I mean, I was in a restroom at the top of like a mountain in Colorado. That's a tall building.
It is a pretty tall building. Elevation wise, it's pretty tall.
Elevation wise, it was a tall building.
Actually, yeah, if that's the case, then I was in a mountain resort in Colorado once in my life.
That would have been like what, 10,000, 11,000 feet?
Yeah, it's pretty high.
I was at whatever the little building at the top of a chairlift in Montana.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's even higher.
That's a really high.
That's even higher than what I would think. Montana is the highest peak of the Rockies, I think, isn't it?
Colorado, I think, but
Is Colorado the highest?
I was at the highest peak in the Smokies.
That's like
And there was a tiny
4,000.
I don't think that's as high as the Rockies.
Well, I'm not trying to compete with John. I'm just saying that's the
and
highest I've
me,
been.
and me,
And you.
you're
Hey,
trying to compete
I
with
pooped in
Warhorse.
Colorado.
Oh, wow.
I haven't done that. No, I haven't pooped in Colorado.
Is this like this is a different type of flex right now?
I did think.
No, I'm giving Argo this one.
I do remember actively thinking when I was in England, or not England, but Italy, taking a poop. I was like, my poop will remain in some context here in Italy for the rest of all time. And that is the mark I will leave on this world.
That's also what others.
No, you don't want to leave that kind of mark. Then you have to clean that.
It will fertilize the crops.
That's another very strong flex. A weird flex, but strong.
There's a tomato somewhere in Italy that is benefiting from my
I don't
presence.
think so. No, I do not think so.
Poops are best taken in low atmosphere.
Oh, you just gotta run out into fields and just take poops.
Go to a lower elevation for an easier slough.
It's got less it's got less friction to move through.
It's like when I'm in France, I just want to find a
The airspeed is high.
Just take a poop in.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen poop?
What would be a laden poop?
Please, God, go to the next question.
We all hope to
Go
one
to the
day
next.
poops around the world.
Yeah,
Go to the next question.
we're going down a rabbit hole. of
Why did
poop there.
Warhorse bring us to poop?
That's why I wanted to answer that first to allow people to answer it the way that it was written.
Okay, next.
God bless.
So
It is poop
Jurassic
questions.
DL3. Thank you, Jurassic, for the support.
Thank you, Jurassic.
You asked the question: favorite weapon in Monster Hunter. So we've all played that. So that's why I'm okay asking that.
Yes.
Horn.
Yeah.
You like
so-
Horn, Mose? You never did play Horn.
No.
I only played Horn.
No, he played Rise with us.
Oh, that's
And
right.
so,
yes.
and it's because I see John, he always likes playing support roles.
Yeah.
And Horn is a support role. So that 100% makes sense.
I did like playing Horn because of the toot toots, but
It was
Charge
fun.
Charge Blade was my main, and I love it dearly.
So like it always is funny when you're playing Monster Hunter and you're just like swinging around as normal, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere you're
Well, the best one was when it was like, yeah, and then you heard it off in the distance.
So,
that
like-
was the best.
So I ended up on Rise I was doing Dagger, and on
You moved to staff.
on World I ended up doing the staff.
You did staff on World.
It was
Insect.
Insect Glaive.
Kinesect. Yeah.
In a sec. So it's really hard to say which I liked more between the two. So the Insect Glaive was about flying around and being in the air, and then the daggers were about being like on the ground and doing lots of low damage hits. It feels very opposites. Well, not compared to some like Hammer or something. I would say liked Dagger a bit more because it made you feel more involved and like and I've done Dagger, I've done Insect Glaive, and I've done Bow. I'd probably say Dagger is my favorite because it just felt such an adrenaline rush in going through a lot of it. Insect Glaive, it's fun flying. It's definitely fun being in the air, but it also felt slower paced. While Dagger felt like everything as you're doing it felt like it was a risk, and it was always fun.
Well, I always used the lance, but my favorite weapon was the fangs that the monsters used because they all used it. Same weapon. They bite you. They chew on you. It was amazing.
So
It was definitely their preferred.
So
And
when
I-
you're riding the monster,
no, when they were chewing on
No,
me.
he means being eaten by the monster.
so
yeah.
your preferred weapon is the
No,
one being used on
It didn't
Yeah.
say
Yes.
the question wasn't your favorite weapon. It was favorite
was
weapon.
the favorite
Yeah.
weapon.
So technically,
The Jaws, yeah.
I
Michael-
mean, I am a masochist.
if you know what, if I can like bastardize Warhorse's question, he can bastardize
Jurassic
So,
question.
if you
Yes.
want to use like imminent death,
And yes, I liked it when they stomped on me.
that's
Ooh, steppies, big
that's
steppies. Big vampire lady
weird.
steppies.
Okay.
Resident Evil 8, boys.
Oh no.
We all know what's happening.
So next question we have is from Jules, and I kept this one in here because it's very open ended. So the question is time powers?
yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
No,
I would abuse them all over the
no,
place.
I would not want time powers.
Well, you're a loser.
See, you feel like you would feel responsible for your actions.
No.
But, oh, no.
No, it's because of the way I see reality.
No, it's time stopping powers.
So the way I see is that if you were to go back in time, that would allow you to manipulate and change the flow of time. I've always seen the universe and everything as like a DVD, where it is something that exists. It is something that consists of the future and the past. The past exists, and we can see it, and the future is a consequence of all the actions we've taken. Therefore, any action we would take would disrupt that.
Well, that's because you're using time powers wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into the future where I can get one of those Rosie robots from like the Jetsons that
But
can do everything
Yeah.
for me.
If you were to go back in time, it would be to fix something you did wrong.
If you
But
were,
but the majority of life is learning from your mistakes. If you were never allowed to do things wrong, you would never learn to do things right.
I don't want to go back in time. I want to go into the future
Yeah.
where Waterworld exists and I can like live on conveyor belts and
I also agree.
work with sprockets.
The past is lame. There's a lot of poverty.
not a lot of soap.
But
There's not a lot of soap.
but to me,
They ate raw grain. I'm going to go to the future where I can literally push a button in Star Trek and make myself a second-class meal.
Time powers don't mean you can go back in time. They mean you can control time.
Yeah.
So
I want to go into the future.
I
like Michael.
So like the whole Time Lord thing in terms of like Doctor Who is you have time control, but you never really change time. There definitely is times where he manipulates and changes the flow of history. But then as soon as this changes, that is the new history.
I want to do like Quicksilver from the X-Men of just pausing time and then just walking around, just taking popcorn out of the air.
I just need to find a period in time where women find me desirable, and it might take a while to find that.
No,
but maybe.
Hey,
come on,
Michael, you remember that there was that period of time when Fry and the Doctor opened up the capsule, and they're like, "We haven't seen men in 10,000 years. You're the first ones to procreate with." They're like, "Woo!" And then accidentally Bender sets the Bender is like, "Oh, this is boring." He sets it forward in time again. That's the time period you're looking for.
I just need to find that time where there's nothing but women in the world and they need me.
Yes.
Why don't you want this?
I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah.
But you're probably gonna die before you
need to
find
be like
it.
you need to have Walt Disney money to hit that mark.
If I only had that Mickey Mouse money.
Yes.
Walt Disney is a brain in a jar waiting for the day that he can be unfrozen.
Wait, they didn't keep the head? They didn't keep the mustache?
No, they kept the head.
They
I
kept the head,
guarantee
not
it.
the mustache.
What?
Definitely not the body. They didn't need that.
I just want
He
to
was
live.
flabby and old.
I want to live in a future where the world is ruled by a Walt Disney cyborg, and that will be beautiful.
That's Fallout New Vegas.
That's straight up Fallout New Vegas.
All right. So I have at least two more questions I have to answer because I pre-marked them. Next question was from Bus Filming Pone asks, thank you again for the support. If you had an opportunity to visit any planet, which would it be and why?
It would be an inhabitable exoplanet.
Yeah, I could survive this planet, right?
You said any.
I would say any, but it does not imply the ability to survive it. But I would think that you can go to any planet, but you can bring any equipment you need.
Okay. So I would definitely do an exoplanet. Yeah. Was some not necessarily 100% accurate livable planet, but someplace out there in the far-flung universe that you could maybe hit that you'd survive on. Who knows? But
visit.
like if I wanted to hit a planet that like it doesn't matter where I'm going, surface of Jupiter. If I didn't have
There's
to
no
be
surface of Jupiter.
If I didn't have to be,
Yes.
yeah, there is.
You would be dead.
You
Well,
would
that,
be,
if I didn't die.
No, you would be dead.
No, you
but, like,
said that you could bring
yeah.
anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
you bring some stuff, you're dead. Like there's nothing you could bring that would live you.
Just because there's an Earth's pressure per square inch.
Okay, Jupiter time. So the further you get in there, all it does is become thicker and thicker liquid. There is no physical surface. All you would do is you would hit a surface that ended up hitting the consistency of Earth, but everything above that would be so close to Earth that all you would be doing is drowning in quicksand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, you're dead.
But I saw it first.
He'd be in a like.
but a moment.
There would be no light.
But for
Yeah, you wouldn't see
I
it.
could have brought my own lights.
You brought a flashlight, but you're looking through dirt.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't see it. He wouldn't feel it. He couldn't get any. He would be there.
I would.
I want to.
I'd be the only human being to appear near the surface gravity potential of Earth's Jupiter.
Yes, your
Forever
iron
Jupiter.
your iron coffin would be on a different planet.
I'm
Yes,
thinking-
that'd be pretty neat. I already want to be shot into the sun when I'm dead. Screw it. Why not Jupiter?
That's the other direction.
I'm thinking of
doesn't
like
matter.
when we send like rovers to Venus and they're like, we're going to send it there. It's built to survive 90 seconds. And that's all the time we're going to have. That feels like sending Kyle to Jupiter of like, Kyle, how is it?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's pain.
I don't care what planet I visit after all is said and done, as long as it has an In-N-Out burger. Like, because I've never been to an In-N-Out burger, and I would if the In-N-Out burger's on Venus, I'll visit Venus as
Actually,
long as I can get
I'm
them.
imagining sort of like Hitchhiker's Guide, like burger joint.
If there was an In-N-Out on Venus, that really wouldn't surprise me.
That would definitely be a thing, though.
No, I'm imagining it.
They would have good burgers. All they'd be really expensive burgers.
Yeah,
I mean, the supply chain
You have
costs.
to import all of it.
Yeah, and they gotta be burgers that can survive like all the sulfuric acid that exists.
No, I'm
in the
imagining
atmosphere.
our little survival packages. Like mine is a food supply when I'm out walking around the exoplanet. Kyle's is his iron coffin. Michael's just bringing an In-N-Out burger with him.
I bring the whole restaurant.
Yeah.
So sure.
You know what? We'll let it
No
happen.
limits.
Just because Michael thought of it last doesn't mean he's wrong. All right. So the last question, at least we have here, Flutterkind asks, what would you do if you went back to October 10th, 2010, so 10-10-10, with all the knowledge you have now?
It's too late.
2010?
So it'd be back 11 years.
There's a lot of stuff that I did different. That I want to talk about here.
Invest in
But
Facebook.
So like this comes down to like the
Yeah,
theory of
stocks, yeah.
the universe and everything too. So if I had the opportunity to go back to then, could I change things? Yes. The idea though is if you change things, is it going to be better?
Yes.
For me,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy where you are now?
I would enjoy it more if I had invested in Dogecoin and Facebook.
Being rich doesn't mean you're happy.
It helps.
So like the way I've always seen things is if you're at least decent where you are, if you're maybe not happy, but you're satisfied and you're okay with where you are now, anything you could change in the past might potentially put you down a lower road. So now you're now you're down. Now you're to a gamble.
Uh-huh.
Is the life you're worth right now that you have right now worth the gamble to be better?
Yes.
To me, no.
Well, good for you. The rest of us are trying. The rest of us are trying again.
So,
Congratulations.
So Kyle, you're saying yes.
Yeah.
You
I don't
would-
want to talk about
So
it.
even if that means that you would not know us,
Why wouldn't I know you?
still know
Yeah.
you, yeah.
you would take
I knew you. I would not have
Not-
changed that aspect.
not in
no.
2010.
I would have known you. I would have known you.
not in 2010.
he did.
Yeah, but
didn't know
I
you
would
then.
have still followed the same path that I would.
think so?
The marginal same path. Yeah, definitely.
And
I
to
still
me,
like ponies.
there are things in my life that I would always definitely change, like everyone else in the planet.
to me
But
that is a
there's-
very personal thing. In 2010, there are things that went on that I probably would have changed that would have very much not put me down where I am
Well, I
right now.
mean, the thing is, my 2010 was my senior year of high school, so it's a very.
Don't make me feel old.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So like, but that's like a big thing where that's a big divergence where
Yeah.
I turned into a path, and any path that I really took was going to lead me near where I am today. But there are many things during that path that I would have definitely changed.
It's a question of, is this you today going back and getting to relive it, or is it you today telling I'm going to change this action and this action and then living my life over again without all this
I would make
knowledge?
so much
Yeah,
money from the
'cause-
stock market. I'd buy the My Little Pony franchise, and then we'd have the Derpy, Derpy, and Derpy show, and nothing
Yeah,
but
'cause-
Derpies.
And then it would die after one season.
Because to me, I am a
There would be no fandom and no fan art.
Everyone would revolt.
I do not like the idea of the butterfly effect, but at least do I agree in it that if you were to go back in time 11 years and make a single change, or if you were just to go back and that single change was you knowing that much, you would probably never hit the boxes that you would. And even if you did, you probably would not make the same friendships you did. You would not be in the same position you
No.
did. To me, I'm fine with where I am.
I'd be
and-
friends with Elton John with all that money. Forget you guys.
Get the fuck out of here. You're making lots of cash. Get out of here.
Screw all of you peasants. Michael's on the big leagues now.
No, Michael
I'd
would
save Prince's life and
He's
then be his
cheating.
best man in his
Michael would
next
start wearing glasses.
What I think is funny is that
You would have started wearing glasses forever
wedding. Much
ago.
earlier, yeah.
Michael's going to be super successful. And then 2021 comes around. It's like, I'm like, hey, Michael, what now? And he's like,
I lost $1,500 in Dogecoin.
He's like, I don't know anything past now. And then his life goes to hell.
No, that's not how it works. Rich
No.
people always stay rich.
no. Not if they're dumb.
Not if they're
don't.
dead.
You just leave it
because
to-
you're going to put it into stupid shit.
You just, at that point, you just put it in like index and you're fine.
A Roth IRA.
That's what he's doing now.
Yeah.
So anyways, so that is all the question at least marked for now. So thank you to anybody that posted some of the questions. I greatly appreciate it. That was some actually pretty great questions. So that is going to be it for the podcast today. Thank you for hanging out with us and answering whatever. We'll be back in whatever time. Actually, you know what? We need to end it on the Michael words.
Yep,
So what is Michael?
Fine.
What is Michael
That's
words?
Gotta beat them all to good.
One word. You get one word.
Monopolist.
Monopolist?
Yes.
No. He said Bonopolis.
Monopolist.
Shakespeare can make up words I can't.
Oh, okay. Well,
There we go.